Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And this is going to be my last review for 2024. And it's for a movie that's currently in theaters. That's right, I'm reviewing the 2024 film Y2K, written and directed by Kyle Mooney. So this movie was absolutely ridiculous and a nice little slice of nostalgia for anyone who grew up around this time. Like me, for instance. I was in high school during the whole Y2K thing. Now, if you don't know what the story is for this, basically it's an alternate timeline where what if everything people were worried about was going to happen because of Y2K did actually happen? So, of course, the internet, power, everything just goes down and all of a sudden, technology decides, hey, it's time to get rid of the humans. The movie starts off at a New Year's Eve party where all of the kids are celebrating the end of 1999. So, first, I'm going to talk about the casting for this film. There were definitely some actors that did feel like they could have belonged in that time period and as those characters. However, though, there were tons of actors that were like very Dawson's Creek kind of like, there's no way any of you are high schoolers. Probably my favorite thing about this film was the soundtrack. They were spot on with all of the hits from that time period. As I'm listening to the movie, I'm just going, yep, I owned that CD and that one and that one. One of the things that was very funny with this movie, but also at some points a bit too much in your face, was the moments of nostalgia towards what was going on in that time period. Like there were some times where it's like, okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. And other times where it's just like, you remember this? You remember this? Now, one of the issues I did have, and it is a little bit of a tiny spoiler here, nothing big, but out of the characters that don't make it to the end of the film, there were definitely some where it was just like, that's a real shame because I think they would have enhanced some of the movie had they kept them around longer. And then on the same flip side of the coin, there were some characters that I felt were around for too long. I was definitely a big fan of who they chose as the big special guest star in this movie. Once you see it, you'll understand. So, all in all, this movie definitely was fun and entertaining, but at the same time, it's nothing special. Like, it's just a good, fun watch. So, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 on my scale. If you get an opportunity, I would say go check it out in theaters. It is at least worth a watch, especially if you lived around that time frame. I will say for those who are much younger than that, you will still find it funny and there are still some parts of the movie that will be entertaining, but there will be quite a bit of stuff that just goes right over your head. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, as it will be the last review for 2024. Please come and keep an eye out for all the stuff I'm going to be putting out in 2025. And as per usual, if there's any movies that you want to see a review for, feel free to mention them in the comments.